Sophie got first place.
Sophie's not here? Okay. So I'm going to call the meeting to order. Oh, Jean, I have from the closed session. I'll give that to you. Sorry. Okay. So we'll call this meeting to order at 6:35. Roll call. All board members are here. Rick is absent. Let's see. A test of publication.
I saw it posted.
Thank you, Joni. Approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Joni, seconded by Shelley. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I will read the mission, vision, and values in the Board of Education collective commitment. Mission, Bangor Pride, a small school building big futures. Vision, an innovative small school creating excellence through personalized learning and relationships for all. Values, student-centered, safety, opportunities for all, small class sizes, physically sustainable, foster community, continuous improvement, professionalism. Board of Education collective commitment. As a member of the Bangor School Board, I will be an active listener who is open-minded, respectful, and inquisitive. Together, with one collective voice, we are committed to forward thinking while strategically prioritizing for our students, staff, and community now and into the future. All right, public comment. Barring none. Approval of the minutes from March 24th.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Tina, seconded by Lisa. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Student report. Our girl, we're going to miss her. She's been at every meeting. She is absent tonight. So hopefully she can come one last time in May. Okay, so board president's report. Board members to hand out diplomas at graduation. Dr. Brackup?
Yeah, we need two of you as we've had in the past. I just need two volunteers that I can get names to Rick.
Is there anyone who really wants to? Anybody with family? Anybody with attached to any of the seniors this year?
I'll volunteer to do it if nobody else is.
I'll be here, but if someone else wants to, I have many times.
Yeah,
I don't need to.
I hear Lisa and Julie.
I mean, I think we're all in the same boat. We will if we need to, but.
Do you guys? Jessica? Jessica would like to.
Awesome. So Jessica and Lisa? Awesome. I'll let them know.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Lisa. All right, election results. Well, they were all good. Go ahead, Dr. Braca.
Well, I included the documents that the Board of Canvassers went through. So with the final tallies, 841 yes on our referendum to 764 no, 77 vote to the positive there, and our two board positions, Shelley receiving 1,244 and votes yes, and Joni 1,275 votes yes. So interesting that the total numbers for the district were higher than the 2022 gubernatorial election when we passed the capital referendum. So just the political atmosphere right now is people are out and voting, and that's a good thing. So I think the other thing to note on that I felt good about on the Capitol was we had 102 undervotes, so the people who didn't select an answer to the question in November, and only had about 20 in April. So to me, that tells us they knew what they were voting for and voted one way or the other, and versus not being sure and not wanting to vote, not feeling comfortable voting. So some positives there.
I hope it's not a dumb question, but I know what an undervote is. But what's an overvote then?
If you selected yes and no.
Oh, gotcha.
So maybe it's a mistake as you just filled in too many dots, but that would be an overvote.
Gotcha. Thanks.
All right. Any questions for Dr. Brockup? Thank you. Committee reports, Policy Committee.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I was texting with people today. I was putting it on the calendar. We originally had said 5/21, which is a day that we are on 4/21, which is the day that we have off school. And we were able to move it to 4/22. So Tuesday, 4/22, 5:30, we will meet to review the next set of changes.
You have 522 on here.
Yeah, you have 5/22 on here. So
It's
you're meeting,
4/22 now.
you're meeting April 22nd. All right.
April
thank you.
22nd, we'll have them ready for the May
Thanks. Okay,
board
good.
meeting.
Financial reports.
I did get one question on, I forget the name, Bernie's for $11,000 was the lift that finally got here, that we waited most of the year for, that is here and has been put to a lot of good use since getting here. So that was when the check was written. Other than that, there are no other questions on the financials, if there are any. Otherwise, we would look for a motion to approve the financials.
I'll make a motion to approve the financials.
Second.
Was that Joni? Motion made by Shelley, seconded by Joni to approve the financial documents. Any further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Let's see, am I missing a page?
District reports, there are none.
Missing a page, I think. Thanks. All right, thank you. All right, district reports, district action agenda, fence repairs.
Yeah, so last year, getting ready for sectional track, we opened up a section of fence. We took that fence out so we could expand the shot put throwing area. So there's a practice area and the competition area. Last year for sectionals, we ended up, I think, with just a piece of snow fence or something across there. Looking to permanently put that back with the same chain link that we have around the rest of the facility. So there's a section of new fence that would go in there a little bit further out, and then cleaning up the edge that used to be tennis courts with those high 12-foot areas, cutting that down to a 4-foot height and putting new mesh along that. So getting that taken care of, and then also putting some latches on some of our gates that don't currently have latches. Sometimes it's just a bungee cord, and when we're trying to keep people from going in and out the wrong places, bungee cord's not very secure. So being able to latch and actually lock some of those gates the way that, so that we can get people to flow the way that we want them to. So that's all included in this. This would be Century Fence, that is now a Bangor company with their location out by Crete Truck. They did do some of the work for us during the referendum and have bid some other projects that we hope to take on at some point in time over at the baseball and softball diamonds as well. So they've been really good and looking for approval to move forward with that contract, get that ready for track and just clean up that area over there.
Since I don't think we want anybody getting hit by a shot put, I make a motion to approve the fence repairs at approximate cost of $6,410.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Lisa, seconded by Shelley.
Aye. Oh, I guess you haven't said it yet. Sorry. He told me to hurry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for that extra. All right.
We're getting a new
2020
gate over at the
Yes.
discus too,
Yeah,
right?
that's being donated, yes, by Mike Flatten and his crew. Yep.
2025-2026 staffing plan.
As we discussed and have been sharing for the last few months, the staffing plan is basically going to allow us to issue contracts for next year. The staffing is very similar to what it was this year. The three changes would be the going to 2 sections of 4K instead of 3, based on our current enrollment coming in there. Moving from 3 special ed teachers at the elementary school to 2 special ed teachers based on the current caseloads makes sense there. And the third change is also at the elementary school with the retirement of a full-time building-specific para, looking to actually split that into 2 part-time paras that would be 1 at the elementary, 1 at the middle school. Those are really the only changes as far as the number of staff positions and the contracts that are being offered. So there is a description of all of the changes on that document too, of staffing changes that are happening, new hires that are being made, all of those types of things, at least to this point in time. So we discussed that a little bit, but if there's any further discussion, otherwise I'd look for approval of the 25-26 staffing plan as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the staffing plan as presented for the 25-26 school year.
I'll second.
Motion made by Kelly, seconded by Jessica. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Educating Tomorrow's Teachers, High School Academy Opportunity.
So this program, cost-wise, is very similar to what we do with ECCP and Start College Now type classes, but it is a more organized program similar to the Health and Science Academy that we have some students participating in, available to juniors and seniors. Juniors can actually be a part of it for 2 years. This is specifically for those that are interested in entering the world of education, either as a teacher or a paraprofessional, and basically starts to get them in a cohort working through some of those early education type classes that each morning at WTC, and again, putting them on that pathway. Not a huge financial impact, especially when you compare it to if they're just taking random classes, but obviously giving students that have that aspiration a little head start towards that education career if that was their choosing. So I have a little description there directly from the program coordinators at WTC and the sample contract that we would be looking to sign. We are not committing to any money. It would be based on kids that want to be a part of it. We would pay per student that would be a part of that for next year.
So can I assume that there are qualifiers as far as more than just being a junior or senior? Like I would assume there are other course credits have to all be up
Correct.
to snuff.
They would have to meet all the same criteria that they would to take any of the other college courses, to Start College Now or the early college credit placement.
Okay.
So your contract that you're signing is just that you're interested, we're willing, that portion. It's nothing else besides we would like to try this program.
Correct, and we're advertising that. They're communicating that Bangor is one of the schools that participates in this. We have at least one student right now that has shown interest for next year, which is good, but obviously something that once that we're signed on that we will promote as an option for those students, and if that's a pathway they choose, they have that door open to them.
So we can have 1, 10, or none participating.
I'm not going to guarantee 10 because they're going to limit the number of spots in the
Okay, so-
program, but yeah,
I mean, we're not
right.
jeopardizing anything if we have none either.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
there's no cost to the district if we don't send any in a given year.
And this is a yearly contract?
Correct.
And they have to, if you go forward, the students would decide this year for next year, right? Like, is there like a?
Yeah, they
Okay.
just like as they were registering for their classes, this would
And
be
there's enough time
this
still
would
for
be their
next year.
first block class that they register for.
Okay. I just meant timing wise, like, it seems like but we have enough time still.
Yep, absolutely.
If we don't have any other questions, I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Tina, seconded by Joni. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Personnel, hire of a elementary special ed teacher.
Yes, Jacqueline Grieve is our candidate or our choice for replacing, I guess, at the end of the day would be Jeanette Anderson's retirement. Jacqueline comes to us from Melrose Maduro, kind of a different pathway, which I know when I read her story or followed her followed her through on her application process, a lot of things stuck out to me in terms of usually when you get these some staffers that take different pathways and not a non-traditional. Yes, she's going to be a first-year teacher, but she's got life's experiences. She's not a 22-year-old coming in and work, that kind of thing. So it really was engaging to see what, she started off doing some work for Cooley Connections from her first degree in animal science, and then started working with the kids and just, hey, this is what I like to do type of scenario. And then pursued that in Melrose Maduro as a para teacher, a para staff member up there. And then went back and got her degree to her licensures for doing special ed. So she's got all licenses that we're looking for, cross-categorical, which gives us a lot of flexibility and just a good fit and just a nice conversation with her, getting to know her. And I look forward to working with her, just communicating with her throughout the rest of this process. But yeah. Recommendations came back really good. To people that she didn't even have on her list. So I call people that they don't put on lists and yeah, good stuff. So
I'll make a motion to approve the hire of Jacqueline Grieve. Did you say? Is it Grieve?
Yep.
As elementary special education teacher effective for the 2025-26 school year.
I'll second.
Motion made by Joni, seconded by Lisa. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. High school math teacher.
Yeah, for our high school math teacher, again, this is definitely a tough to fill type position across the state. Your highest level math, not only have that math skills, but then have the ability to connect with students on that. We talked a little bit about that when Julie was retiring. Waverly Swanstrom stood out of this pool, and we did have a pool. We had three people come in and interview, all with outstanding math skills, but Waverly definitely stood out to the team, was the unanimous choice of that team to come in here and continue the great work that Julie's been doing for many years in those high-level math classes. Coming to us after 1 year at Adlai Stevens High School in Illinois, which is a little bit different, a school of 5,600 students. There were 50 math teachers in the high school, and that was her team that she was part of, and grew up in a school and went through graduated high school much closer to the size of Bangor, and is very excited to be back in a small school environment, and we're excited to have her join the team. So looking for approval for the hire of Waverly Swanstrom, effective for the start of the 25-26 school year.
I'll make a motion to approve the hire of high school math teacher Waverly Swanstrom, effective at the start of the 25-26 school year.
I'll second.
Motion made by Shelley, seconded by Jessica. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Middle school math teacher, we're still in the process
We're going to
of...
table this till May. Yep.
Okay.
We didn't quite have it ready for today.
Okay, thank you. Administrative reports.
I'm sorry, I must have been not pushing the save button or something. I just have two things. It's the Administrative Assistance Appreciation Day on April 23rd, and then Paraprofessional Appreciation Day was last week on April 3rd. So again, both of those positions doing great things with kids in the district, and just want to thank them for all that they do.
Any questions for Mr. Chaplin? Thank you. Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, so we're kicking off forward testing. This is, we're probably going to finish up fifth grade and third grade tomorrow. So that'll be a good thing to have done. One, I will say it's been going really well. You're always at the, we pump our kids up. We try to get them to buy into the process, and some want to and some don't want to, and that's all right. But I will say that the facility, again, this year is absolute home run for doing this type of thing. We close the doors off. It's quiet. Our travel routes, teachers have been amazing, just flexibility and that kind of stuff. So, but I just, at the end of the day, putting the kids in an environment that allows them to be successful is such an important piece. And we're able to do that in really an efficient way with the way that, and I'd like to say that we kind of thought through that going into this, but I don't know if we did. It just worked out to have third, fourth, and fifth on that long wing, and you can close that whole thing off, and it just works awesome. So I'll give David credit for that. April, just moving on down, April 11th, Mr. Meacham is taking fifth graders to Kids College. It's always a fun type of thing to get down to UWL and do some, just have opportunities to do all kinds of different fun things there. If you're not doing anything, the night of May 2nd, we have a PTO carnival. That's always fun. You get cake and cookies if you win them. We have a magician, I believe, coming in this year, and I commend our PTO. This is, I think, the fourth year that we've brought in a presenter or a performer, I should say. And I don't know, for what, $10 or something like that for an entire family to go watch some really good stuff is, I think, such a deal. That's probably the deal that they're going to get all year. So I think that's going to be fun. Again, we'll have shin doggies out front for dinner and all that kind of stuff. Looking forward to that night. Fourth and fifth grade music concert. So that's the recorder and ukulele concert at 2:00 on May 7th. So that's always fun for parents and grandparents to come in and check it out and listen to recorders and ukuleles. And Abby Sass, our new music teacher, is embracing all that. She had the kids up on risers today, getting ready for that. So it's always good. Just this week is Severe Weather Awareness Week. But since we were actually tomorrow at, I believe it's 1:00, the siren goes off. We won't be participating in that this week because we have testing going on at that time. So what I did is I pushed it back to the 14th. David and I talked about it, and we'll just do a fairly low-key walk to your space type of thing and participate in that. Summer school is taking shape. We're sending out, the catalogs are really pretty much done. They're going to go out here real quick, but then they close then on the 25th of April. So it's already coming really fast. Shout out to Terry Kenyon for doing such an awesome job on all the clerical work stuff that needs to be done for that, because it's a heavy lift. You're basically planning a school year for 13, 14 days worth of stuff. Staffing and scheduling and all that. So it's a lot of work. I appreciate the work that everybody, and I appreciate our staff that are signing up to do these courses as well. Looks like right now sitting pretty good with staff, so that's not always the case. And then just as spring comes on, we have lots of fun field trips coming. We got kids fishing down at the park. We got kids going to a farm. We got fourth grade's going down to Madison again. So that's always an annual trip. So always looking forward to the spring and the warmer weather. And the kids got to play football on the grass today. That was good.
Any questions for Mr. Johnson? Thank you. Mr. Mullenberg's gone tonight. He's at the Honors Banquet in La Crosse, correct? It's in La Crosse, I believe.
Yep.
With our top 3 students. So, Dr. Brockup, it's yours.
So just got some really good news today. First National Bank of Bangor, the board, I believe, met last night and has approved approximately $10,000 for Adam to purchase a CNC router for the tech ed space. So you got a space just inside those glass windows in the hallway so kids can walk by and see this thing making some some cool stuff. That includes the router, table, some ductwork, and all of that type of stuff to get it all hooked up and everything. So we'll get the final numbers out, and I'll bring all of that to the board. But again, appreciative of First National Bank and their commitment to the tech ed program again, and making sure that our kids have some amazing opportunities in there. We'll make sure we get some pictures of that when it's out, and thank them for that as well. Literacy adoption, I just want to share again, board is aware of this. We have reached the point where we're looking to move forward with the into reading for the district, looking to make that purchase here immediately, and get that submitted to the state by May 8th in the hopes that we get some reimbursement for that. So getting that all submitted in there. The teachers, Mike could probably talk about this a whole lot more, but I will say from my perspective, watching an entire staff take on a pilot the way that they did this year with the professionalism and the work that they put into making sure that they really knew if this was the right program and a good program, and a program that will help move us forward as a district. The efforts and energies that they put in, the great conversations they asked of the company, really interrogating the product to make sure it was what we wanted it to be. And Mike's leadership throughout all of this has been incredible. We've had CISA kind of helping us through. Didn't go exactly the way that we thought it would, but we originally had talked about going through multiple pilots. And I think once we saw the effort and energy, and we knew we had a really good product with this one. I think people are probably appreciative that they're not going through that all again. So I think that's a real positive. So just wanted to share that and commend Mike and his staff for an incredible amount of work that they've put into that and positioned us for our literacy program that's going to meet all those Act 20 requirements, and more importantly, I think just provide a better instructional experience for our kids. Anything you want to add on that, Mike?
No, it was a process, and that's something that we worked through, and I appreciate the effort that everybody put into it, and look forward to now looking forward to the. Already started a lot of the planning to support staff as they get into this. It's a big deal. There's a lot of moving pieces to these things, and putting things in place so that the staff is feeling like either A, they had the training that they needed, or B, have the support system behind them when they have questions. And this program offers an avenue where teachers can literally send an email about a specific lesson on a specific moment, and within sometimes minutes, half hour, they should have a response on, well, this is how you should do, or this is how we recommend attacking that type of thing. So I think putting those parameters in place for staff, and continuing the support for them so that next year's going to be rough because it's a lot, and it's different. So getting that teaching comfortability going, I know they'll put all their heart and soul into it. We have a plan for over summer and those types of things to support them. So I look forward to that. Even though I won't be here, but I guess I'll be monitoring that kind of stuff, helping out where I can.
Thank you. All right, moving on, removal of items from the consent agenda. So first we have our list of current openings. Summer school course schedules, which are in our packets, 23 to page 27, look like some pretty fun courses. And then Kansas City Life Renewal, page 29 and 30 in your pack, and I guess 31 as well. That is it for the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion made by Shelley, seconded by Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. I ask for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Joni, seconded by Shelley to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everybody.